What's up, everybody? I'm Jack Slater, aka the Comic Outlaw. Yeah! And we're going to be doing a what if because we haven't done one in a while, and this is my show. So, in this what if, Doom had become the Thing. Yes, what if Victor Von Doom had become the Thing instead of Benjamin J. Grimm? How did this happen? What events pushed us to this? Well, let's find out, shall we? Now, as you know, in this reality, the Fantastic Four became the Fantastic Four: Ben Grimm, Sue Storm, Sue Richards, Reed Richards, and Johnny Storm. Well, because Sue and Reed get married, of course, so she becomes Richards instead of Storm. And Doctor Doom, of course, became the villainous Victor Von Doom, the man in the suit. And the reason this changes is that back in college, Ben and Reed were extremely close. They were best friends, and this is the turning point where everything in history kind of turns. So Ben and Reed kind of like are doing their thing, their college thing, going back and forth. And this is where he meets his roommate, Victor Von Doom. Victor Von Doom is currently going to the same college Reed is. He's experimenting on different things, trying to find a way to bring his mother back from hell, working on a machine for that, you know. And of course, Reed is working on his own things, and of course, Ben's working on football. Victor, of course, throws him out the first time because Victor's kind of an arrogant prick, as we all know. And establishes the fact that Ben and Victor really hate each other. And Reed is just kind of caught in the middle of it. Now, of course, you know, they're out there doing their thing, and this is where Reed and Victor meet, and this is what changes everything. They begin to get along, and Reed kind of forgets about his pal Ben, instead of always keeping to his friends like in our reality. But or 616 is a lot different from this reality, I'll tell you that. 5 years later, Doom has joined up with Reed. They're working on this ship together. Of course, they meet Johnny and Susan. And of course, Victor's completely arrogant. He has no idea of any kind of social graces whatsoever. Reed is working on everything, and Doom is just hitting on Sue hardcore. And she's in love with Reed. But Doom is one of those guys that just doesn't take no for an answer. He kind of spins out about that a little bit, but they do have an experiment, and they do have money to make. And since Victor's putting his own money into this, they have to get it done. They take off in the rocket, and in this situation, history does repeat itself. They fly off together. They end up getting bombarded by cosmic rays. It ends up knocking out the ship. And if you're familiar with the Fantastic Four, you know this part. They're going down. And of course, Doom actually says something pretty smart. Figuring that he's going to die, you might as well enjoy the last moments you have left. I'm sure Doom's going over every personal victory he's ever had before they crash. And boom. And instead of dying, they emerge from the ship with powers. Yes, just like in the original comic book. Reed has his ability to stretch. Sue has her ability to turn visible. Johnny, of course, his ability to flame on. And who emerges? Doom. And he was in a special suit, but it gave him no protection as the radiation begins to change his body. Now, Doom is extremely vain about his looks, his appearance. So turning him into an ugly rock monster breaks Doom, pisses him off, and now he must break Reed, for he blames him. It is his fault this happened. And Doom pulls a weapon out, a gun. Of course, Doom always has a gun. He smacks Reed with it and takes a shot at him, as Sue and Johnny are trying to come to grips with what's going on, their new powers. And of course, during a restricted testing area of a gamma bomb, this is where Ben Grimm went. He stayed in the military, and he's working with Dr. Banner right now, and Dr. Banner, I should say, and Thaddeus Ross. General Thunderbolt Ross, if you guys don't know. Anyway, the situation happens. There's a fight ensuing. Ben runs out to see what's going on. He ends up discovering that it's Reed. Since the fight with Doom, you know, he got blasted over there. They launched a bomb. Ben manages to throw Reed into the crevice. Ben gets caught in the gamma ray explosion instead of Bruce Banner. And this turns Ben into the Hulk, as Doctor Doom in Thing's body is just blasting everything. And this is kind of an interesting look for Doom. As Reed's trying to avoid it, trying to learn how to use his powers, Ben Grimm transforms into a hulking monster, and he's clobbering Doom. He has no love lost for Doom. He's never liked him since then, and the feeling is mutual, and they start beating the crap out of each other. Ben doesn't have all the intelligence of the world because of the gamma radiation. It kind of drove him to a very primitive state. Doom is kind of using this to his advantage, doing precise kicks, hits, but he just cannot overpower Ben. Ben just has too much strength, too much power. Doom went in for a haymaker and found out it just didn't get the job done. And Ben is pissed. He starts clobbering Doom. I mean, it is clobbering time. He picks up a big rock, getting ready to smash him, put him down for good, and this is where Reed stops him. And in retrospect, he probably should have let him smash him, but that's not what good guys do. So Reed kind of talks to Ben, kind of talks him down, but Ben kind of throws the rock at him. And of course, this doesn't hurt Reed at all. He's able to stretch his way out of it. Johnny distracts Ben a little bit. Sue pulls him out of it. And this fight kind of continues. You know, Ben is just throwing rocks at everyone. He's in a state right now where he doesn't care. He's in a haze of anger. And so he jumps on Reed. Sue pulls out the invisible force field. Of course, Ben bounces off. And this is where Reed tries to talk to him. He tries to negotiate with Ben. Try to get through that thick skull of his. He tells him he's his friend. He'll never leave him again. It was a mistake going with Victor. He realizes that now. And as soon as he says friend, Ben begins to realize or kind of recognize Reed, that they've always been friends. He's probably the best friend that he ever had. And this is what stays Ben's hand. He throws the rock. He becomes Ben again. He goes from Hulk to Ben. Reed, of course, promises to cure him, but we all know how that goes. Every time Reed says he's going to cure someone, it never quite works out. Anyways, this is the new Fantastic Four. And of course, Doom takes off. And this is the start of a very different, but yet the same Fantastic Four. Same people, just one of them has different powers, and their supervillain has the body of an orange rock monster, which is very cool. I would have loved to see a comic series of this. This would have been awesome. And of course, they become the Fantastic Four. I guess Ben turns green at some point. They have their adventures together, as the Fantastic Four does. And in this reality, or that reality, the Fantastic Four is still the Fantastic Four. Still a family united. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Yeah.